Hey YouTube, what's going on? It's Boston Joe. Finally, I am going to make my first video about basically it's a Corvette replacement for me because it serves both purposes. It gives me the utility that I need, and you can do some modifications and make these things pretty fast. But my first video might kill some Silverado lovers because it is a video about what I do not like about this truck. But I have found that many owners share these same little nuances, or whatever word you want to use, or have the little problems with. The good news is some of it can be changed. I'm slowly doing research on how to do that, and I plan on doing it. So why don't I take you over to the Silverado, and I'll start telling you what I do not like about the truck. So let me start out by telling you what I actually have. I recently purchased, it's a 2016 Silverado. It's an LT edition, so it's not the LTZ, the fully loaded, but it was ordered with leather and with the larger screen for the navigation and all that stuff. Those were my two must-haves pretty much when I ordered it. Went looking for it. I also wanted black. As you guys all know, a lot of what I've owned in the past has been black or close to it. When I did start looking for a Silverado, and I was looking for all black with leather, and like I said, the larger screen, I ended up adding to that crew cab. I used to not really worry about the crew cab too much because the double cab used to give me what I needed, was just a little storage behind the seats. But you know, it is nice for long rides if you're able to take a few people with you. And now the crew cab and everything is so comfortable inside, in the back seats and everything like that. And the resale is really where it comes into play. With a crew cab, you're definitely gonna get, you know, I'd have to be guessing, but I know, trying to think of when I was searching, it was probably $2,000 difference with the crew cab. So actually, if you get your truck at a decent deal and able to get a crew cab for about the same price as a double cab, or just a little bit more, it'll probably pay off in the long run when you sell it. So this is a 2016, like I said. It's got 72,000 miles. This basically, you know, my guess is it was a high mileage lease, because I mean the thing's only 3 years old, and it's averaging over 20,000 miles. I think I do a little less than average every year, so the average will slowly pan out for me. So I didn't mind the high miles. Plus I do most of my own work, as you guys know, so that'll help out. You know, as far as having this truck with the miles. Plus these are good for so many miles. I mean, one of the trucks I had recently had 287,000 miles, and I think the only thing I had to do during my 1 year of ownership was change the oil pump. So this model, the Z71, I'm not sure if it comes because it's the Z71, but the blacked out, you know, basically the bezels around the headlights and the grille, you know, are all, you know, matching basically. So the first thing I'm gonna point out that I actually don't like, I like the look, but at the same time, some of the bezel around the parking light and the headlight just gives me a little cheap feeling, you know. It's fine. It's just like, I think it could have been done better. Like I like a little bit more the headlights on the GMC of the same year. You know, it has more of a beefy look and everything. This kind of looks, you know, like they added a lot of plastic around. For me, I always loved the 2500 HD hoods, which had the high rise basically just like this. But now for the 1500, they put the middle indents. So I actually personally would have preferred just the high-rise hood without the indents in the middle. Okay, guys, I'm going to shoot inside, which I already am, and just tell you a little bit about the interior. You know, and going with the theme of the video, it's really, you know, there are a lot of positives. I'm just telling you the things that kind of like I think could have been done a little bit better. My previous trucks were pretty much '05, '06 kind of generation, you know, and I always felt that the leather seats were so much more comfortable in those cars. Now, I will tell you that because they were softer, they would get a little more wear and tear probably a lot quicker than these seats will. I feel like these seats are stiffer for a reason. I feel like it's going to prevent the wear and tear on the you know, the cushiony parts of the seat. But anyway, I don't know. That's just my guess as to why they did that. Seat position, it took me a little while to find a decent seat position, and the lumbar does not seem to come you know, out as far as, you know, when you want to get that nice, you know, hugging feeling on the seat and have something into your lower back to give you that right posture. My '05 Tahoe was the most comfortable thing I had, and I'm pretty sure the seats in those Silverados have the same controls and lumbar and everything. So that's definitely one thing about this that I would like, is just a lumbar that comes out a little bit further and a little more comfortable seat. I like the look of the seats. It's just I think the older ones were a little more comfortable. Okay, guys. I guarantee you there are so many people out there that feel the same about this. I know I've seen it on the forums, and this is one of those things that I'm going to change. That's why I'm doing this video right now, because I'm about to make my first modification. You'll find out what that is in just a little bit. But this truck is, one, way too quiet. You know, a lot of people, you know, they don't want to really hear the truck at all. You know, so that's not a concern for them. But one of the first things I'm going to do is an aftermarket exhaust. I ended up finding an exhaust from a gentleman who had a Black Widow edition, and they use Flowmaster Super 40. Basically, it's the American Thunder system. And because this truck is black, his is going to work out perfect because it has flat black exhaust tips that are kind of exit in the rear. So that is going to be, I just basically gave it away. That's going to be my first modification. So yeah, I want this truck to actually sound like a truck. So that's what we're going to do. Next thing, I'm going to jump into drivability. I've always loved the 5.3 liter motor. I think it is one of the most amazing motors. I've done head gaskets on them. I've done, you know, oil pumps and stuff. I actually feel like it's easy to work on. You know, a lot of guys, you know, that worked on older engines, they think modern engines might be a lot harder. But I don't know. I find it very easy to work on. But there's a problem I have with this new, I believe these are called the Ecotech. My 8th letter in my VIN is a C, so I have the 5.3 liter, and it has active fuel management. It's when the truck sees the opportunity to lower the power, it'll drop from 8 cylinders down to 4. I absolutely, in city driving, I cannot stand it. This truck, you know, you can feel it move in and out, and it just constantly goes back and forth. I can't stand it. You know, I could see keeping it on in the highway. You know, I just don't like it. I've also heard that in, you know, the lower mileage type speeds, that when you're switching back and forth, it can actually consume extra oil. And I know there are different oil valleys or galleys, or, you know, for those valves for the cylinders that shut off, that now they have to get oil from a different place, or maybe they always get the oil from that spot. I'm not sure, but I know that there is a valve issue. I don't know what years. I don't know if this truck would even be affected by it. I'm not sure, but that also leads me to want to get rid of that. I want to shut that off. Maybe not completely, I've heard. And so this is how I'm going to change that. I'm actually going to get this truck tuned so that we can shut off the automatic fuel management. So follow future videos, because what I'm going to do is, after the exhaust, next we're going to be looking for a tune. We'll figure out who we want to use, you know, to do the tune. I'm actually, right now, I'm leaning towards buying a Diablo Sport in-tune i3 Platinum, and the Platinum is basically an upgraded version over the regular one that allows a custom tuner to send you a tune. And by far and away, the most popular guy doing that right now is Diablo Tune, and his name is Lewis, so he will probably be the gentleman that I'll be looking to contact to get that done. He has been spoken about highly on so many forums, GM Truck and Silverado Sierra. But anyways, so that's by far, I cannot wait to get rid of the active fuel management, or at least tune it so that it only comes on after you're going about, 50 or 60 miles per hour. That way it can be of service to you on the highway. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up with the very last thing that I can't stand about the truck. And what it is the 6-speed transmission. I don't know what it is. It feels like it's constantly hunting for a gear, at speeds that I like to drive, and it could be my driving style that it constantly jumps back and forth between gears when I feel like it could stay constant. Maybe it just needs to be set so that it shifts at a later RPM. That way, I'm not really even sure. And I know part of it is also, another additional thing to that is the lag that you have when you're going into a gear. And I know from doing research that a lot of that has to do with the torque management. The computer and whatever else in this truck is controlling how fast that power gets from the motor to your rear wheels. Throughout the drivetrain, the torque management, it softens things up, makes it so that it's you're not going to feel hard shifts. I'm not totally sure on that, but I know the other thing is with the tune that we're going to do, it's also going to be able to change transmission shift points, and it's going to manage that torque management. We can actually, change that. So I'm going to learn more about that, and I'll tell you more about it in future videos when I go ahead and do that, because I'll tell you guys all about the process and how it felt before and how it felt after. So I'm sure this video's getting pretty long. So those are all the things that kind of, right now I don't like about the truck, and I'm definitely changing more than half of those things. So if you guys want to see what I do, hit subscribe. If you found this video helpful at all, hit like. And then if you want to get alerts when I put those videos on there, next to subscribe, you'll see a bell icon. Hit that bell icon and you'll get notifications. And just so you guys know, my wife and I have started a new channel because we do real estate investing. So if you have any interest in, just money matters, investing matters, and real estate, it's called Investing Matters with Boston Joe 620. We're starting to put on some of our property stuff and real estate stuff. So if you have any interest in that, find that channel and subscribe. We'd love to have new subscribers. We're early in the stages and we need the support. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy, YouTubers.